Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Another week of SNS, and I've got some things to talk to you about. We got some new developments here in the shop, some improvements that's about to start happening again, and just been some different things going on. So we'll have a little bit of discussion here before we get to the machining. I got a tapered bore coupling that I worked on this week, and we're going to use that in this SNS here, and I might have a couple other things to throw in there in the mix for you. Last week I had showed you where I got the new Pit Barrel Junior, and I did my first cook on it, and it turned out awesome. It really did. And I want to share a little bit of that footage with you in this SNS just to kind of show what I was up to. But I'm going to have a full video of that cook over on my A-Bomb Adventures channel. So I'll have a card up here for you to go to the other channel there and check that video out, okay? That's where I've been putting most of my adventuring type stuff, is over on the Adventures channel whenever we get out on the weekends. And I plan on doing more whenever I do more barbecue videos and stuff. I'm going to try to put them over there, but I still want to share a little bit of that kind of stuff here on SNS because that's where it originated, and I have a lot of people who do enjoy that. So I'm still going to bring a little bit out here and there for you, okay? All right, I wanted to mention that the blast cabinet, I've got the blast cabinet sold. I have one of my viewers who contacted me, and this has been well over a month ago. He had contacted me and he wants to purchase the blast cabinet, so I do have a buyer for that. He is just waiting for me to let him know when he can come and get it, because obviously I got to get it out of here. I also have a couple people interested in the shaper there, and that's my next thing. Hopefully this weekend, maybe about whenever the time you're watching this, I'm planning on trying to get my welding table moved over to the other side. I wasn't wanting to move it yet, but I decided since I got the pallet jack, I can pretty easily move that table and get it over there. The reason why I didn't want to move it over there yet is because I wanted to get the air compressor from the back of the shop back there and get it out and moved outside. But some things have changed there, and I've been thinking a lot about that. And what I've kind of settled on as far as the air compressor goes, I'm going to be building the new garage back here, hopefully sometime early in the next year. Hopefully by springtime, maybe I'll have the new garage. And since it's going to be so close right here, I think what I'd rather do is go ahead and put the air compressor in the garage. That way it's inside a building and it's not outside exposed to the elements. I kind of like that idea a little bit better. It's just it's something that I've been thinking about, and then the more I thought about it, the more I realized I think that's a better idea, so that I don't have the compressor sitting outside and having to build another lean-to over it. So I think for the time being, we're going to just leave the compressor where it's at. It's not hurting anything. It's just kind of like in the way, and I didn't want to fill that whole space up and then have to move everything and pull it out, but it looks like I'm going to have to move a little bit anyway. So that's kind of the game plan going on with that. We're going to wait on the compressor until the garage is built, which should be sometime into early next year. All right, and then the other development that I have is that tomorrow, or Thursday of this week, I am going to be having Joe, the concrete guy, is going to start on the concrete for both the patio and the garage. And the original plan was to try to do all three in the same week, and then this scheduling, he got backed up and wanted to just try to get the main slab done, which he did, and then we had it scheduled for this week to start on the other two slabs back there. All right, so I'm really excited about that. I'm going to have my patio concrete, and then I'm going to have the concrete for the garage, and everything's kind of slowly coming together a little bit at the time. So I have several things that I'm trying to work towards and get done around here, and I'm just so thankful that I'm able to finally start reaching some of these goals around this shop. It's really exciting times for me, and I know a lot of you guys are just excited to see the progress around here, and I really enjoy sharing it with you too. So I'm gonna get some video of the concrete whenever it happens. I doubt that I'll be taking the day off like I did before. But when I get home from work, I'll get some video of it and share with you the progress, okay? I also want to give a very quick plug to my t-shirt sales right now. we've got a new campaign that we just started over at tblaster.com. It's for the A-Bomb 79 shirts. You can get them in short sleeve or long sleeve, and they're going to be in, there's 5 different colors to pick from. They're all bright colors. It's not the dark ones. It's all bright colors like red, blue, green, orange, and purple, I believe. So we've got the regular t-shirts discounted to, they start at 16 bucks, and then the long sleeves start at $22. So you can pick you up one of those bright colored shirts for the holidays. The campaign is going to run until December the 10th, and that should allow time for them to get them shipped out to all the customers there before Thanksgiving. All right. Just wanted to share that. It's just a limited time deal. If you guys, for those that aren't aware, I have a storefront, and I'm going to have the link in the video description that all of my shirts are available at any time. And it's only limited on a couple of colors there, but all of my designs there are on the storefront, and you can go there and purchase one at any time. So jump over there at T-Blaster and pick you up a fresh, colorful t-shirt for the Christmas holiday. We got some heavy metal viewer mail in this week from Santa Ana, California. So I have a viewer, his name is Aaron Kokesh, and he works at Elite Water Jet, which is in Santa Ana, California. And Aaron has been a long-time viewer of the channel, and I've met him at the Bash the past couple of years. And this past year, we got to talk and hang out a little bit. And Aaron runs a water jet there at Elite Water Jet, and they have got a monster of a machine for water jetting. And he kind of threw up an offer. He goes, hey, if you ever need a little plate, cut for a project or something, let me know. I'll see if I can help you out. So Aaron cut me out some press plates right here. These are a couple that I've been wanting to have made for quite some time. We have a 1-inch thick by 10-inch press plate right here, and then we have the big boy 2-inch thick by 12-inch, and it's the same dimensions on the slots there. And these were cut out of some drop material, so it's probably material that's actually paid for by somebody, and you have the center sections that's cut out, and it kind of gets put off to the side and reused and recycled. And he was finally able to get me a couple. I was going to mention that Tom Lipton at Ox Tools helped me with the design, drawing it out on CAD. And then I had that file, I sent it over to Aaron, and he put it in his program there, and was able to size it properly for the size of materials that he had there to cut these out. But I was going to mention they just recently got a big giant water jet when it was this summer. And I remember they had to pour some footers for it and everything. But this thing will cut 12 foot by 36 foot, and with thicknesses of 15 inches or more. So that's one of his little flyers right there that he sent along with it. So you guys over there in California, if you're looking for a good quality water jet company, give these guys at Elite a call. Aaron's a great guy to deal with. Very, very nice, good family guy. And he was willing to help me out right here, and he donated this to the shop as well as his boss there at Elite Water Jet. He cleared it with him to do this, and they said, yeah, go for it. So these are going to be put to use there on my press. And what these are really kind of very useful for is when you're pressing, one is for keyways. If you're broaching keyways, you can straddle the plate right here, your hub, and then your broach will go down through the slot. Also, if you're pressing a shaft, a bearing out of a shaft or something like that, you can usually, drop your shaft down in there, and this kind of covers a lot of area underneath what it is you're pushing on. So that's kind of where these come in handy right here on the press. Instead of just having, the 2 plates there that you usually see on a press, you usually put this on top of those plates like that, and then set your hub there on whatever size slot that you need. So really, really good high quality water jet right there. I mean, there's a slight amount of kerf, and he even mentioned in his notes that he goes, you might want to turn it, but why would I turn that, Aaron? That looks excellent, man. Beautiful work. He even deburred all the edges nice and clean, man. It's just beautiful and ready to go. So Aaron, I really appreciate the help with these, man. They're going to go to good use around here in the shop. And don't you guys forget about Elite Water Jet over there in Santa Ana, California. Give them a call if you need some help. So we got another taper boring job to do in the shop tonight. This is a little job that's come in that I took in. We're going to get done. So what this is it's a gear coupling or a gear hub, and this is the tapered. This is the bad one right here. You can see the gear teeth is just completely worn away. This is another one right here. This was the original sample that I had saved, and it's got a good tapered bore in there. And you can see the teeth, it's gone. All right, so this is the one that the customer brought that they want bored out for this taper right here. So I was going to show what this actually is for a sec before we get set up on the lathe. So we got your center, hub. So that's what it's supposed to look like right there. You got gear teeth machined on it. So this goes on your shaft, and it's usually locked down with some set screws. In the case of these, it's probably going to get pulled up with a nut on a tapered shaft. I'm not sure because I haven't seen the application. But how this usually works is that you have two of these, and you have two of the flanges with the mating gear on the inside. And then there's usually an adapter ring that goes in the center there sometimes. I'm not sure if this style has or not, but there's sometimes a spacer there that goes between them. And then what this allows you to do is have a slight bit of misalignment whenever you're lining up an electric motor and a gear reducer, any kind of two shafts that are in line and in parallel. It's very important to have everything in line. This setup right here allows for a little bit of misalignment. And you can see it kind of moving in the gear there. That's your allowance, you know, in your play right there. So if your shafts aren't completely in line, you have it's a little bit of forgiving there. And the gear teeth is what's driving it. So that's how that works right there. So we're going to go ahead, and we don't really need that. This is the victim that's going to get machined, but we're going to use, I don't like the way that bore looks inside this sample piece right here, but this was the original, and it's got a nice clean bore in there. I'm going to use this to set up the taper attachment on the lathe. We're going to use the Monarch, use a taper attachment, and get it set to this angle here. I think I forgot to mention, this is the broach plug right here that will be used after the thing is bored. Drop that down in there and use it to broach the key. We're not going to do that here though. We're going to do that at work, you know, using the Dake hydraulic press there. I preset the jaws to 4 7/8. That's what this that's what this outside diameter is. And what we'll do is we'll get the outside trued up. We'll make sure the face is running true, and then we'll true up this OD here. Making sure that I'm missing that keyway there. Alright, not too bad right out of the gate. What are we hitting there? A couple little bumps. Almost 5 thou. All right, that's less than 1/1000 on the face. It's actually not perfectly flat. It's got a little waviness action going on there. So we'll move the Noga around here to the OD. All right, we're out 35. Start with your highs. Make sure they're the jaws are snug, and then we'll go ahead and go to your lows and bump them slightly loose. It's a half a thou right there. All right, let's check our face again and make sure it didn't get all out of whack. It's half a thousandths. We're good to go. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get that taper indicated now. Just showing you the setup here. We got a Noga and I got a Mitsutoi test indicator mounted on that. And I'm going to be using a compound here to make the adjustments on the indicator and not worry about the cross dial, okay? So we'll get you in there a little closer so you can see the indicator and what we're doing. Also, I'm going to be using this button right here. This is your fine adjust on the bottom, and this pivots on this ball right here, so it'll actually raise or lower the indicator the way I want, and we'll be using that as well. So we'll go ahead and run it in there. I'm going to use the compound feed to bring it back. We'll just go to that 0 right there. Now, I'll point out the taper attachment is still set from the last job, and I'm pretty sure that was the last job that I showed you. I'm trying to remember what it was, but anyway, it's still set. Okay, let's go ahead, and what we want to do is make sure that we're in the center. We don't want to be too high or too low. We'll get an error in our reading. So that's where I'm going to use this fine adjust on the bottom of the indicator base here. And you can see once we go too low, it's going to start pushing the indicator needle. We get to our center, it'll stop. You go up, it'll start pushing the indicator again. So we're going to go back down. That looks like a pretty good spot right there. I had played with it to try to get things set up so we wouldn't be taking so long on video, just so you know, not trying to pull any trickery on you. All right, let's go ahead and run it in there, and I've got just enough room where you can just see the indicator right there, and I'll look through the back. The needle is about 1/8 of an inch from the back, right about there. Right there, it's about 1/4 of an inch. So that's enough range that we're going to get it indicated. So it looks like we are 10 thousandths off. Ten thousandths heavy on the back side. Yes. All right, so we need to make some fine adjustments over there. Okay, I made a little bit of adjustment on the taper attachment over there. Not enough. All right, so we still got plenty to take out of that. I showed you this trick on another video. I like to put this mag base up right there, so I've got a very easy reading of what the actual movement is. Just got to loosen the nut on both sides. So I gave it about 3 more tweaks. I think we got it where we want it. Let me reset here. It's pretty close. I think that's pretty close. That's less than a half a thousandths on that angle right there. I think we're going to leave it just where it's at. Maybe just one quick little widest shot so everybody can kind of see everything that's happening. This cross slide is following that channel over there, and it's pushing and pulling it as it follows that channel over there. Time to get the new one done. We're going to stick it in there the same exact way. So you got a short side and a long side, and the short side here is the large diameter. So this is the way that we want it in there. We'll do the same thing. Indicate the face, make sure the face is running true, and then get that OD. Sitting on that rust there. All right, we got a half a thou there. Snugging the highs up just to make sure they're not too loose. There we go. I'm going to check the face again, make sure it's running good and true. We'll make sure all these are running true before we bore it. We got about an inch to take out of this thing. It's a 2.5 bore now, and we're taking it out to 3.5. We're going to try this trigon insert. This is that PP, nice positive insert there. So we're going to give that a shot, and hopefully it'll cut through that interruption. But we'll find out. We've got plenty of inserts to try if it don't work. Probably try a 10,000 feed rate. See how that's going to talk to us. I'm going to use our cross slide to come back. We'll try 100 thousandths here. Okay, I think that did pretty good. I'm going to try this Noga mini cool out. I'm going to see if it'll help blow those chips out. They're getting wrapped up over here and pushing off. So we're going to see if it'll do anything, all right? Maybe we'll put that one over there on the board there. insert's still good. Yeah, we still got about a 1/2 inch to go out of that thing. I chipped that insert, so I swapped it out and sped it up. That key is proving to be a little bit difficult on me. But we'll manage, we'll get it. Gave the tool a lead angle, try to tackle a little bit better, and raised it up just a touch. It seems to be doing a lot better now. We're actually really close to being on size. All we got left in there is the 2 set screws. There's just a little bit of key left, not much. Yeah, got about 60 thousandths to go. I'm gonna go ahead and swap this back out for a more finishing insert. All right, so we're looking for about 3 inches, 485. .482, 483 right there. So that is going to put us right where we need it to be. I'm going to leave it right there. The bore looks pretty good. It's got a nice smooth finish in there. Got an allures bar on here with a chamfering tool. Trying to get you a good shot of the back there. It's a little bit tricky to see. We're going to run this back there first. I'm going to eyeball it, and I'll move that so that maybe you can see it. So I'm going to run that in, and I'm looking at the edge of the tool, and I'm just kind of positioning it to where I know it'll be cutting there. Okay, let me slow this down. Alright, so I just come in and cut it a little bit and back off, and I can see that it's chamfered in there. Okay, so move it out of the way, and then we're going to come to the front, do the same thing on the front. Just break them edges off. So there we have it. We've got our finished bore. And this is our broach plug. It's fitting just like it's supposed to. Yeah, I got it locked in there now. Alright, so all we got left in is just to broach the key. I don't even know what size that is. About 3/4? No, it's 7/8 keyway. I'll see if I can get a little bit of that for you to share, but otherwise this one's done. there's our gear hub finished up. We've got a good bore and the keyway broached in there. Just got to do a little bit of deburring there on the edge. I haven't done that yet. And go find a set screw and put in there. And this will be done. I almost forgot to show you this. So this is the old coupling. And you can see inside there the gear wear. That's the old hub and the matching flange there. I'm wanting to do some slotting at 4 locations 90 degrees apart. And you got a whole location there, here, and it's going to be in between there and there. These are just some pins that I turn. So that's just a little bit of what I've been up to this week. That finished out a job having to bore and key some kop-flex shaft couplings, and then of course you got the flange that goes with the gear hub, and I had to mill the slots in the flange there. So that's what that was about. There it is, done and strapped to a pallet, ready to ship out. Now this was another one that was thrown at me. It's a gate valve, and what had happened here is, you know, the technician's trying to get it apart, and that's an inner ring that holds the packing in there, and it's got drilled and tapped holes in there that you're supposed to be able to run bolts in to pull that ring out of there. And it was just so seized up in there and so tight it would not budge. They were breaking bolts, and I mean they heated it, and they did a bunch of heating and cooling to try to get it to grow and expand and break loose, and there was just no luck. So they gave it to me and asked me if I could cut it out of there. So I set it up in the mill and cut 2 slots, basically just to cut 2 halves right there, which you see me, I'm prying out the first one now. And we did that because that is a replaceable part from the manufacturer. So we can, whenever we order the parts for this valve, we can order that new ring and just put a new one in there. A little tight. It's wedged in there. Alright, there it is. And after I got the ring out, there was the 2 stainless steel studs that were still in there that I had to get out. So I used my left-hand drill bits and was able to back them out using the left-hand drills. Today's the first day that I'm going to give the new Pit Barrel Junior a shot at some smoked meats. So we got it set up over here at Abby's. We picked us up a couple whole chickens and even a little slab of baby back ribs today. And I'm getting ready to fire this thing up and get her going. So I've already got the coals are already down in there. I haven't lit it yet because what I'm going to do is get the meat prepped first. A little uneven on the concrete down there. So we got the baby back ribs seasoned, and I'm using this Grill Mates Memphis Pit Barbecue rub. It's good. And I will say that I did pull off the membrane here, the silverback they call it, the little membrane. Got rid of that. So these are seasoned. Now move on to the chicken. All right, we're going to try this all-purpose pit rub that came with the pit barrel. And we're going to give it a try for this first cook. Just going to shake it on and make it look real good on all of it. How about that? Wood's kicking in now. I need to hurry up.
It smells amazing.
It does. It does smell really good. All right, we got one more. And put the lid on. There we go. So let's take a quick peek, and I will say that I added some Kaneka sausage too. All right, put it back on, let her go. Put the lid back on here. Very juicy.
A little bit hard to talk with the full mouth.
That's some good stuff. It's got a nice smoky flavor to it. It's good. I like it. All right, it looks good. Think I should try it?
Taste test, do it.
All right. Excellent. Well, I'm going to be eating good for game day, and I think your parents will be eating good for game day.
Agreed.
You got the iron bowl.
The Iron Bowl.
The iron bowl. The
War Eagle.
yeah.
Go Tigers.
So this is what I'm doing to have fun, and she's doing her football thing. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm just having fun with this, experimenting with the new pit barrel cooker there, and I had a lot of fun. So I'm gonna look forward to continue playing with this and trying some new meats and recipes on it. See you later.